The synergic theory states that there is a basic organization of space. This basic organization would be like a matrix, a grid, a lattice-like structure whose fundamental state is total coherence and symmetry. Now, as you're evolving, what happens is that slit opens up more and more and more. So you see more and more of that reality, and we assume that we see different realities is that we've always tried to understand, for example, psychic phenomena. Like, how could I get information out of your head in my head as some sort of signal going back and forth? But if we reorganized, if we live in a universe that is organized holographically, you no longer have to tackle it that way. It could be that I have the entire universe and every neuron, every cell, every atom, every electron in my head. And you do also at the physical level. We are separate, separate, and there's this much distance between us. On the very highest level, which is the high spiritual level, we are basically overlapping completely. Everybody is overlapping everybody else. In other words, everything and everyone is everywhere. In other words, we've become omnipresent. This is a state of highly spiritual perfected beings or God's unit. What you just heard is not just a collection of ideas. It is a glimpse into the visions of three minds who dared to look beyond the veil of ordinary reality. Itzhak Bentov, Michael Talbot, and Jacobo Grinberg were not merely researchers. They were visionaries. They proposed something revolutionary. That reality itself is a hologram. That consciousness is the true engine of the universe, and that what we call paranormal may in fact be the natural state of a cosmos we have yet to fully understand. But there is something even more unsettling. All three shared a common destiny. They vanished under mysterious circumstances as if their mission in this reality had been completed. Coincidence? Or as if the very system they were trying to decode had intervened to silence them. Get ready, because what you are about to see is not just information. It is an invitation to expand your awareness, to question everything you thought you knew, and to explore the true potential of your own being. Now, let me take you into their fascinating stories and theories. The hologram of reality. Dr. Jacob Grinberg's vision was nothing less than revolutionary. He introduced the concept of a hologram, not as a mere three-dimensional image, but as a representation of reality itself. Our entire universe, according to Grinberg, is nothing but a hologram projected from a reality underlying spacetime, a reality beyond our current perception. But let's take a closer look at what a hologram really is. The term hologram was coined in 1962 by Hungarian physicist Denis Gabor. Gabor's invention was a photographic recording technique that could reconstruct a three-dimensional image after the object being recorded had been removed. Holograms are more than just images. They are representations of reality. Reality that contains layers of information encoded in the very essence of light. Holograms capture not only the object itself, but also the interaction of light with that object, creating a visual record that extends beyond the visible spectrum. Now imagine extending this concept to our universe. What if our universe itself were a hologram reflecting a deeper layer of reality? This idea is not far-fetched when viewed through the lens of quantum mechanics. In the quantum realm, particles exhibit wave-like properties. A particle in a superposition of states is in a kind of limbo. Its position and momentum are not well defined until it is observed. Observation plays a crucial role in defining the behavior of quantum entities. Reality is not objective but is shaped by observation. This subjective element raises questions about the nature of reality. Is what we see and experience the ultimate reality, or is there more to it? According to quantum mechanics, the behavior of elementary particles cannot be fully predicted. There is an inherent element of chance involved. This unpredictability challenges the classical deterministic view of the world, where cause and effect strictly determine outcomes. The implication is that the universe may not operate on fixed immutable laws, but could allow for certain levels of freedom and randomness. Quantum uncertainty highlights the limitations of human knowledge and prediction and suggests that there may be aspects of the universe beyond our comprehension. Grinberg believed that the hologram of reality had a profound connection with the human brain. The brain, with its intricate network of neurons, acts as a receiver and interpreter of information from the universe. It takes the data projected by the hologram and constructs our perception of reality. But what happens when the brain is not functioning properly? Can it still perceive the underlying reality? This brings us to the curious case of blind people. People who have never seen in their lives did not lack color. Their brains had no receptors to receive light stimuli. Therefore, they were born without the concept of color. However, they could distinguish shades. They could differentiate light from darkness. It was just that we were imposing artificial categories on their perceptions. So, it occurred to me that if I examined the brain with closed eyes, it would show signs of the blue sky or grass green. It was a eureka moment. Grinberg believed that what we perceive as reality is actually a projection that we interpret with our senses and brain. Without our brain, there is no reality. Let's analyze this idea further. Imagine our brain as a vast library holding an endless number of books. Each book represents a story, an experience, a memory. Together they constitute the narrative of our life, our biography. But what if this biography were not the whole story? What if there were a greater narrative, a universal story that encompasses not only our individual biographies, but the stories of all beings and all things? This grander narrative would include histories that have yet to unfold, shaping the very fabric of reality. According to Grinberg's teachings, this universal narrative is stored in a collective unconscious, a shared repository of experiences that connects all living beings. We are not isolated islands of consciousness. Instead, we are nodes within a vast interconnected web. Each of us is influenced by the stories stored in the collective unconscious, and each of us contributes to it. Our actions, thoughts, emotions, and experiences are not solitary events. They are threads that weave into the tapestry of existence. The collective unconscious influences our decisions, behaviors, and beliefs, often without our conscious awareness. It guides our choices, shaping our paths in ways that may seem predetermined. Yet we also have the power to influence the collective unconscious. Every thought, action, and feeling we radiate contributes to this shared reservoir, potentially affecting the destinies of others. This reciprocal relationship between the collective unconscious and our individual lives creates a dynamic interplay between free will and determinism. While external factors shape our circumstances, the collective unconscious acknowledges our freedom to choose our responses and actions. Ultimately, our lives are a dialogue between our personal narratives and the broader stories that surround us. Understanding the collective unconscious can foster empathy, compassion, and interconnectedness. It reminds us that we are not separate from others, but part of a larger whole, influencing and being influenced by the collective journey of humanity. In this context, the notion of the hologram of reality gains new meaning. Just as a hologram projects a three-dimensional image from a two-dimensional surface, our individual biographies emerge from the two-dimensional plane of the collective unconscious. Our life stories are projections of this deeper, richer narrative that encompasses the experiences of all beings. Reality is not a static fixed entity, but a dynamic interplay of individual and collective stories, altering the hologram. Now the question arises, can we manipulate the hologram of reality? And the answer is yes. By altering the fundamental algorithm of our brain, we can rewrite the code of the hologram. When we make changes in ourselves, we impact the world around us. As Albert Einstein famously said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. If we want a different result, we have to stop repeating the same pattern. This is why the power to change reality lies in our hands. We must establish a connection with the source of the hologram, with the energy of the cosmos or the divine. This connection allows us to access a higher level of consciousness and realize that we are not separate from the hologram. But part of it, when we align ourselves with the frequency of the universe, we discover that we are the universe experiencing itself. All of us are united in a single energy field. We are one. When we recognize this unity, we understand that we have the power to influence the hologram of reality. We become conscious creators capable of manifesting our desires and shaping our future. But how do we achieve this state of consciousness? The answer lies in meditation. Meditation allows us to silence the constant chatter of the mind and connect with the stillness within. In that stillness, we find the key to altering the hologram of reality. Here is the meditation practice used by Dr. Jacobo Grinberg. Find a quiet place and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. As you inhale, visualize that you are absorbing the energy of the cosmos or the divine. Feel how this energy flows through your body, filling you with vitality and peace. As you exhale, let go of any tension, worry, or stress. Visualize releasing these burdens and allowing them to dissolve into nothingness. Continue breathing deeply, maintaining a connection with the energy of the cosmos or the divine. Allow yourself to relax completely, letting go of all thoughts, images, and sounds that may arise. Surrender to the present moment and immerse yourself in the stillness. Stay in this state for as long as you wish. Immerse yourself in the sensation of being one with the universe, with everything that exists. You will feel peace, joy, and a deep sense of connection. When you are ready, gently bring your attention back to your surroundings. Open your eyes and take a moment to appreciate the energy you have within you. Carry this energy with you throughout your day, remembering that you are connected to everything that exists and that you have the power to shape reality according to your will. It is important to emphasize that the ideas presented in this video are based on the theories of Dr. Jacobo Grinberg and other researchers in the field of parapsychology and quantum physics. While these ideas are intriguing and offer alternative perspectives on reality, they are not necessarily accepted by the mainstream scientific community. The idea that we can alter reality through our thoughts and consciousness remains a topic of debate and research. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. In the mesmerizing realm of quantum physics, where the boundaries of possibility blur, there exists a captivating idea that challenges conventional notions of reality. Imagine if the world we perceive were nothing more than a grand cosmic hologram projected from a vast information reservoir accessible to all. What if everything we see, hear, feel, and believe were merely an intricate play of light and information? Welcome to a journey into the depths of quantum reality. Prepare to have your mind expanded as we unravel the secrets of the holographic universe. Enter the enigmatic Karl Pribram, a neuroscientist who dared to propose a radical notion. He suggested that the universe itself is a hologram, a three-dimensional projection arising from a two-dimensional surface. This idea challenged the very foundations of science, suggesting that reality as we know it might be nothing more than an illusion. But hold on, because there's more. Dr. Bragg went a step further, proposing that the human brain functions as a hologram too. This groundbreaking theory suggests that our memories, emotions, and perceptions are encoded in the folds of our neuronal structure, much like data stored on a hologram plate. In the early 1970s, Dr. Bragg delved into the mysteries of the brain, investigating how it processes visual information. His research led him to an astonishing realization. He discovered that the brain stores visual information not in separate patches, but integrates them into a coherent whole. This finding aligned with his holographic theory, suggesting that our brains reconstruct reality by accessing a vast storehouse of information, not unlike a cosmic library containing the blueprints of the universe. But why stop at the brain? Dr. Brigham dared to speculate that the universe operates in the same way, projecting reality from an information-rich source. This idea shook the scientific community, opening up new vistas in the exploration of reality and consciousness. But hold on, dear viewers, because we are about to embark on a thrilling ride through the corridors of the Human Brain Research Center in Santiago, Chile. Amidst the bustling activity, we meet Dr. Marcelo Magnasco, a neuroscientist who is rewriting the narrative of reality. While sipping a cup of steaming coffee, Dr. Magnifico shares his insights on the holographic nature of the brain. He reveals that the intricacies of our brain far exceed our current understanding, possessing an extraordinary capacity to process information. But what if we could tap into this hidden potential? What if our brains hold the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe? In a groundbreaking revelation, Dr. Magnifico reveals that the brain seamlessly integrates all our experiences, from the mundane to the extraordinary. Memories, emotions, thoughts, and sensations are not isolated events. Instead, they form an intricate tapestry woven into the very fabric of our being. But here's where things get truly remarkable. All this information is stored on the surface of neurons, not within their depths. This discovery echoes Dr. Brahmagupta's holographic theory, suggesting that our brains store information in a highly compressed, efficient manner, much like a vast library where all knowledge is stored on the fingertips of librarians. Now brace yourself for an even more astounding revelation. Dr. Magnasco drops a bombshell that will redefine your understanding of perception. We don't see the world as it is, but rather as our brain interprets the information received through our senses. Imagine that the world around you is a silent film and your brain is the director adding sound effects, color, and drama to create the masterpiece we call reality. Our perceptions are not objective, but subjective interpretations of the information we receive. This realization blurs the line between reality and illusion, leaving us questioning the nature of our existence. But wait, there's more. Dr. Magnasco takes us on a deeper journey into the labyrinth of our perception. He highlights that we perceive objects not as static entities, but as dynamic actors on a stage. Every object appears in relation to its background and context, influencing our interpretation of it. It's like attending a play where the set design and surrounding scenery shape our understanding of the characters. Our brain weaves a tapestry of meaning, creating a rich narrative around every object we encounter. But how do we extract meaningful information from the torrent of data bombarding our senses? Enter attention, the spotlight of our consciousness. Dr. Magnifico explains that attention acts as a filter, helping us sift through the overwhelming sea of information and focus on what matters most. It's like having a personal assistant that scans the crowd, pointing out the VIPs we need to attend to. But why is attention so crucial? Because it determines what we perceive, think, and remember. It shapes our reality by highlighting certain aspects while keeping others in the shadows. However, attention alone cannot explain the complexity of our perceptions. We must also consider the role of emotions. Dr. Magnasco reveals that emotions infuse our perceptions with depth and meaning, transforming mere sensory data into vivid experiences. Think about the taste of your favorite dessert. It's not just the sweetness, but the nostalgic memories it evokes that make it so delightful. Our emotions turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, painting our reality with vibrant colors. But hold on, because we are about to dive deeper into the enigmatic realms of imagination. Dr. Magnasco teases that imagination, too, plays a pivotal role in shaping our perception. He tantalizes us with the idea that our brains are capable of conjuring up worlds beyond our wildest dreams, where anything is possible. But why is imagination so powerful? Because it allows us to transcend the confines of reality, to explore realms where logic bends and creativity knows no bounds. But now prepare for a revelation that will shatter your perception of time. Dr. Magnasco reveals that our perception of time is not absolute, but relative, influenced by our emotions, expectations, and the context of our experiences. Time seems to fly when we're having fun and crawl by when we're bored. Our brains play tricks on us, bending time to their whims. But amidst these revelations, a pressing question arises. How can we verify the holographic nature of the brain in reality? Can we find concrete evidence to support these mind-bending theories? Well, hold on to your seats because Dr. Magnasco has a surprise for us. He introduces holographic stereograms, a fascinating tool that allows us to visualize 3D images by looking at a pair of photographs taken from slightly different angles. These images reveal hidden dimensions, much like peeling back the layers of an onion to uncover the secrets within. Now brace yourself for the grand finale. Dr. Magnasco drops a truth bomb that will redefine your understanding of the brain. He reveals that the brain doesn't need to physically see something to perceive it. No, my friends, our brains possess a sixth sense. They can calculate probabilities based on past experiences and knowledge, enabling us to predict what might happen next. It's like having a crystal ball that analyzes patterns and trends, helping us navigate the twists and turns of life. As our enlightening conversation draws to a close, Dr. Magnasco leaves us with a parting thought that will resonate long after our meeting. He reminds us that our brains are not isolated islands but interconnected nodes in a vast cosmic network. We are all linked together, exchanging information and influencing each other in ways we can only begin to imagine. The holographic universe unfolds before us, revealing the interconnectedness of all things. As you ponder the mysteries of the holographic universe, ask yourself, what do you believe? Is reality as we perceive it an illusion? Or are we merely scratching the surface of a deeper, more profound truth? Your beliefs shape your reality. So choose wisely, my friends, for your beliefs have the power to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. But the wonders don't end there. There's more to explore. Imagine a world where consciousness holds the key to everything, where thoughts and intentions can shape reality itself. Meet Lama Anagarika Govinda, a spiritual master who unveils the secrets of Tibetan mysticism. Join me on a journey through ancient wisdom as Lama Govinda reveals the profound teachings of Tibet. Discover the hidden connections between our inner world and the world around us. You won't want to miss this. And for those seeking even deeper truths, delve into the teachings of Swami Sivananda, a revered guru who simplifies spirituality, making it accessible to all. Learn practical techniques to enhance your well-being, find inner peace, and connect with your higher self. Click here to access these enlightening teachings and embark on a transformative journey towards enlightenment. Don't wait. Start your spiritual journey today. If you follow for a few minutes, you will discover some ideas about one of the most fascinating characters of our time. His name was Jacobo Grinberg. He was a brilliant scientist who developed astonishing theories about the human brain. I'm going to tell you about one of them, the one that was left unfinished. It was called Practices. Before I start, let me tell you that all of his work can be found online, both published and unpublished, and it is freely available to anyone interested in reading it. So let's get started. You know, when you meet someone and immediately feel there is something special about that person? Or you may have an experience where you feel connected with someone you then never met before in your life. You may not know what it is, but there is a special bond between you. Well, Jacob Grinberg studied this phenomenon and gave it a name, transferred potential. In his experiments, two people who were connected by a special bond meditated together. After a while, when they were separated and the one who was stimulated was in a completely isolated room, the brain of the other person still received the same stimulation even though he was not present. That is, they were linked in their consciousness. They were able to do this by creating a bond through meditation. But they also succeeded by simply being in the same room in silence, simply feeling each other's presence. This is something inexplicable if we consider only the physical aspect. Imagine if today someone calls you and asks you to perform an action and you do it without hesitation. Then imagine that tomorrow that same person calls you and asks you to do the opposite of what you did yesterday, and again you do it without hesitation. This would be absurd, right? Because generally we do not like doing things just because someone asks us to do so, and much less if it is something opposite to what we did the day before. However, in Jacob's experiment, something similar happened, but at the level of consciousness. The interesting thing is that this experiment was done with people who were not mentally linked, but simply by being in the same room. If two people are in a room and one of them has a sudden movement, you will probably do the same without realizing it. If one laughs, the other smiles. If one is sad, the other feels like crying. Have you ever meditated? You probably felt how difficult it is to focus on a single point, how many distractions we have. And yet these people managed to create such a strong bond that they could influence each other as brains. They called this phenomenon transferred potential. Grinberg said that it is like an energy that passes from one to another, but it is not an energy that comes from the body, but rather from pure consciousness. There is something more, something subtle that connects us all and that allows us to act in unison, almost telepathically. But Grinberg did not stop there. He wanted to go further. He planned to take this experiment to a new phase in which one person would be in India and the other in Mexico. He believed that they could still influence each other's brains from that distance. However, just before traveling to India to conduct this test, Jacobo disappeared. His van was found abandoned at the airport in Mexico City. His body was never found. No trace of him was ever seen again. At first it was thought that he had gone to India and did not return, but several months passed and it was confirmed that he had never arrived there. His relatives believe that he was kidnapped. Others think that he went to live in India as a monk, although no one knows exactly what happened. He left an immense void behind him. His friends and family miss him very much. But he also left a great legacy. Although 30 years have passed since his disappearance, his work continues to fascinate everyone who reads it. Many scientists are still trying to understand his theories, which seem almost like science fiction, but they are based on rigorous scientific methods and observations. He was a great scientist, but he was also a great person. All who knew him loved him. He was kind, generous, and always ready to help others. He believed that everyone could achieve anything if they set their mind to it. He was a true humanist and a visionary who saw the potential of the human brain and the possibilities that lay ahead. His disappearance was a great loss for science and for humanity, but his legacy lives on through his work and in the hearts of those who knew him. Jacob, wherever you are, we thank you for all that you have taught us. We will never forget you.